Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the School of Eschatology. We're on tonight on a later time span. I had a lot of things to do today, which is really still no excuse for coming on late. But I'm on late on the East Coast. Here on the West Coast, it is approximately 8:59. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time with you guys because today was Sabbath, the close of Sabbath this evening. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful Sabbath and everything was wonderful. Let's see if we can get another light here. It might be too much light. I'm not sure. But either way you go, yeah, we're at the close of another Sabbath, and a lot of things happened today in the way of religion. Pope Francis had his funeral today, and a lot of the dignitaries and the delegation from America, which included President Donald Trump, President Joe Biden, some other people. I'm not really sure how many other people that were in the delegation that uh, came to Rome to say their last pieces to the Pope Francis. So now, since that is over with, the Catholic Church or the cardinals are going into the conclave, as they call it, in secret ballots and so on like that to select another pope. Yeah, that's what they're doing right now. Okay, so they're within about, I want to say maybe 2 weeks, there'll be a new pope, and then we'll talk about the agenda of whoever it is that will be appointed as the papal. We'll be heavy on that because here in the School of Eschatology we talk about the end times on a very deep and very rich level. So we are going to conclude, or what's the word I'm looking for? We're going to excuse ourselves from talking about what's going on with them until the new pope it has been selected. Okay, I don't even want to talk about the candidates for the new pope. I tell you what, I like the order in which this is being taken care of and how people are going about conducting themselves, especially in 2025. I mean, you got to have an air of decorum, if you will, when it comes down to the mourning of somebody, especially into leadership and going to the next level to continue the incubator of leadership. So hats off to those cats, man. We're going to be, like I said, probing into that because there's a lot of different biblical prophecies that pertain to the 21st century and what's going on, especially with the Christian church. And that's the point I'm trying to make. It's not so much as Catholicism that I'm going to be probing into because if you've been following me for quite some time, I've been probing into all of that stuff for a very long time. For a very, very long time. So there's really not much I can add to the analysis of Catholicism, except for to explain to people the full measure of Catholicism. Now, if it hadn't been for the state church of the Catholic Church, because the Catholic Church was in the beginning a state church, that was closely designed and worked with the Emperor Constantine. Okay. But we're not going to get into the history of that tonight because I could go so deep and so far into the history of that that would really spin your head wide open to get you guys to understand exactly what it is that we're dealing with in this hour that we're living in. But I know there's a lot of biblical fulfillment when it comes down to prophecy with a lot of the stuff that's been going on here recently, even in America, with the recent move of the tariffs that have been instituted by our president on China and other countries. We are seeing Bible prophecy fulfill itself to the measure, to a tremendous measure. Okay? We're getting out of the hooping and hollering in churches, and now people are getting information. Shout out to all of the platforms that we're active on tonight. Tonight we're active on YouTube, Facebook. We're active on Twitch. We are active on X, which is formerly Twitter. We're active tonight on all the different platforms, and then I'll be coming on tomorrow evening with a small teaching that should help people in their everyday walk here on the School of Eschatology. Then I don't know how much people are into sports. We like to touch on every topic, every subject that pertains to prophecy. Well, today in America, and for the past 3 days to be exact, we have been experiencing the NFL, the National Football League draft. It is when the young men from college deemed themselves eligible to come into the ranks of pro football. And this process got started on Thursday night. And, a lot of people have different mock drafts. And when they say mock drafts, these are pre-drafts that they predict. Okay. I don't want anybody to be lost in the conversation. But the mock drafts are very big. A lot of people make up a lot of mock drafts, all throughout the year based upon the talent of college football players that are projected to go pro. So it all accumulated on Thursday in the first round. Deion Sanders, who is one of the greatest athletes in the world, period, has two sons that were playing for him. He's head coach at the University of Colorado, and his two sons, Shadur and Shiloh, were playing for him at Colorado. Nevertheless, they both were eligible in draft status for the pros. Shadur is probably one of the best college, or was one of the best college quarterbacks available. He went Thursday night and was not selected. Everybody was, in a fit about that. We went the second night. He wasn't selected. It was crazy. It took all the way up until he got to I believe it's the fifth round, which was today, depending on your time zone. He was the 144th pick to the Cleveland Browns. Congratulations to Shadur. And then his brother has signed an undrafted deal, Shiloh. He signed an undrafted deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So congratulations to those brothers. Um, there are powers to be, even in the NFL. There are powers to be. When Colin Kaepernick took a knee to fight the injustice of social justice in the NFL, he was scrutinized and, blackballed, etc., and so on like that. We never saw Colin Kaepernick play in the National Football League ever again. And because of the flamboyancy and the confidence and the faith of one Deion Sanders, I believe, and this is just my opinion, I believe that his son was blackballed from the first round of the draft. And some people take confidence to be arrogance. From my understanding, I don't know how true this is, but from my understanding, he didn't do as well with the interviews with some of the other football teams than what they liked. They didn't really like a lot of his answers because they felt like he was a tad bit way arrogant. I mean, I've been called arrogant. Oh, yeah, go figure that. I've been called arrogant because of my confidence. Um, when you know what you know, you know. Now, there's a thin line between confidence and narcissism. I want you to understand that there's a thin line between confidence and narcissism. There are some people that are still in the mindset that everything is all about them. There's some people that are in the mindset that the sun and the moon and the stars set on top of them. That's a problem in the body of Messiah that a lot of people don't address. They kind of like let it brush off. But we have a tremendous issue in the church world with narcissism. We have a tremendous problem with that. And that's only because we have elevated our ministers to be superstars. I mean, you have Hollywood primed preachers. We don't have the old fashioned, let's teach you, get you in the dirt, let's get lay hands on you, let's deliver you from whatever spirit, etc. Now they say they do. A lot of people say they do, but in all actuality, that it's far and few between. It's very far and few between. We don't have. Uh, we do have it. I keep want to. I keep want to say that we don't have that level of ministry anymore. But the truth of the matter is that we do have that level of ministry, but it's just really hard to find. I mean, a lot of people are not going to talk real with you with a ministry title in front of their name. Heck, as a matter of fact, they're not even going to let you know uh, who they were before they got that title. They're just not going to do that because we have treated in the 21st century, we treat preachers like we do Hollywood actors. And there are quite a few preachers that are divulging in acting of sorts. I don't know if it's Hollywood, but they are indulging in the practice of having people worship them. And some of the things that they're putting out there, I mean, I don't. It's so many things that it's just too outlandish for me to go there. So it's way too outlandish. And you know, I'm not the one, especially since we started publicly sharing the School of Eschatology. One of the things that we do not do is we don't go around here putting names on people and you know, openly rebuking them and talking about what they do. I don't do that because I let the word speak for itself. We are an end time prophecy school. We are an information uh, bucket, and because we're an information bucket, we don't we don't indulge in you know, the exposure of other individuals. I let the Most High Yah do that, okay? Because Yah can do it better than anybody, and He can put it out there so to the point where everybody knows who you are. Hello, somebody. So I don't have to expose anybody. Just let the word do it. But the spirit of narcissism has become a major thing in pulpits across the world. You know, very rarely do you see the originality of the spirit of Yah in pulpits. And it's time for us to get back to that because we are living, bar none, in the last days. The evidence just continues to pile up to let us know that we are living in the last days. Just continues. I don't really need, I don't know how much more evidence people need to see or to hear as far as the times we're living in. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are starstruck. A lot of people are afraid. Fear is another thing that has consumed the churches drastically and emphatically. Now, we know that the Bible tells us, yeah, that's right. If you're a believer, you're always going to quote the Bible. I heard somebody the other day say, y'all always talking about that Bible. Well, that's what we got. That's the base. That's the core for everything that we do. According to the Bible, God, the Elohim, has not given us a spirit of fear, but the spirit of a sound mind. That means that we collectively think without hesitation when we're commanded by Yah to do things. That's collectively. Now, I mean, you know, we are born in the flesh. We are the descendants of Adam and Eve, Ahava. We are descendants of those two. So just as they made major mistakes, especially in the perfection of the Garden of Eden, I would expect the human mindset not to be perfected in a mannerism that we get everything right. Absolutely not. So, because we are descendants of Adam and Ahava, um, we are not born into uh, perfection. As a matter of fact, we're born to be corrected. I need to help somebody out there because they need to hear that. We're born into correction. So we develop into the people that we need to become, but we develop through the admittance of our shortcomings. Because the Bible tells us, there I go again, the Bible. Yeah, the Bible tells us that all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. So none of us were born with a silver spoon in our mouth with perfection written all over it. I don't care what your DNA is and where you come from, what your father did, your grandfather, your grandmother, etc. We are all born into sin. Every last one of us. And because we're born into sin, God has created teachers, people with strong revelation of the word, etc. Many things, to help us and to guide us through our shortcomings. But we must be willing to allow people to help us through shortcomings. That's the only catch to this thing that we do. I mean, just last night, I was so frustrated, y'all. So frustrated. I was ready to quit ministry. At least the preaching part, the preaching and the teaching part. I love dealing with people. That's one of my strong points. That's one of the gifts that's been given to me that I operate in very, very vividly, which is to work with people. But one of the hardest things that you have to learn when you're in a position in ministry is that you cannot allow yourself to be but so close to people. It takes a minute to get that mentality. It just don't come overnight. But nevertheless, I was so ready to quit. And I was talking to a really good friend of mine in Detroit, Michigan, doctor, or I call her whatever she want to call herself, Yolanda Boatwright. Called her up, and we had a great discussion about ministry and the what ministry is all about. And she reminded me that, are you sure you can quit? Because if you've been called, then I don't think it's your place to quit, because you can't. Just brought that to my attention, and that's a real fact of life when it comes to ministry. When you've been called by the Most High, there is no such thing as quit. It's just another phase or another part of the development that's going to make you the type of minister that you are, or that you are becoming. Isn't that something? Just when you think you've reached one level, the Most High will remind you that you still have steps to actually go through, and that there's nobody out here that's walking a chalk line of perfection that has gotten it all together and know exactly what they're supposed to do, because the seasons change and prophecies are fulfilled within the seasons. So we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, but we do know that we need to be on our job to understand what we're supposed to be bringing to the table. Hello, Bishop Paul Burns. It's good to see you, sir. Wonderful. Wherever you're at in this great country, he drives a lot, so I mess with Bishop Burns quite a bit. I always say wherever you're at. So yeah, The spirit of narcissism is an issue in the church. The spirit of arrogance is another issue, but don't mistake any and all of that with the spirit of confidence. And when I look at what happened to young man Shadur Sanders and how he had to wait patiently, and the crazy part about it, some of the greatest NFL football players were not first round draft picks. They were like way, 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 way back, like 5, 6, etc., and so on like that. So just when you think that life is giving you a curveball, it probably has. It probably has. And that curveball will, and remember, it's a curveball. So it's going to go around things. It's going to go through things. It's going to go in directions that you never thought it would go. And because it's a curveball, watch this. Because it's a curveball, it will straighten itself up the last minute. Who am I talking to? Who am I prophesying to tonight? You feel as though everything has really gone in a bad way, but it's by design. It's by design. The Most High is elevating you in a curve. He's elevating you in a curve. That curveball is leading you to the elevation of your destiny and purpose in the spirit. That's what it's doing. It's helping you when you least expect it. Oh my! It is late on the East Coast. Here on the West Coast, we're getting into the kind of slumber hours. I'm gonna get ready to get off of here. I just wanted to stop in and let you guys know that I love you with the love of Adonai, the love of the Lord. I'm definitely going to be back teaching on tomorrow. Don't know if I'm going to have a panel or not. Usually I have a panel. I haven't made up my mind whether I want one or not, but just keep me in prayer. That particular program will be on at 8 p.m. on the Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. on the Central Standard Time, and at 5 p.m. on the Mountain and Pacific timings. So join me one way or the other. I'm going to be on a topic. I have no idea what the topic is going to be. It'll be in the title on whatever platform you're watching me on tonight. It'll be in the title, and we'll go from there. If you want to donate to what I'm doing, you want to donate to Keep for Ben Israel Ministries to keep us going, to help us keep us going. Right up under my name is the ways that you can give. Right up under Archbishop Kiefer Ben Israel DD on the screen, up under that in the blue, are the ways that you can give. Those are the ways that you can give. Please prayerfully consider being a financial blessing to us, because without the help of you and your finances, we don't exist. So we really want you to consider helping us financially. If you want to contact me with questions, email me. My email is Dr. Dr. Kepha, Kepha, Ben, Israel, Israel, the number 77 at Comcast.net. And I can almost guarantee you, if you email me, I will respond. Okay? Love every last one of y'all. I think y'all done hit the tolerance level as to what y'all can do with me tonight. And join me tomorrow evening. I don't know if I'm going to have a panel or not. I haven't really made up my mind if I'm going to do a panel, but I'm definitely going to be here to have a topic of importance to talk to you about. Thank y'all for sharing your time with me on tonight. At the close of Sabbath, we always say Shabbat Shalom. Uh, May Yah bless you and may He keep you in your sleep tonight. I'll see you guys on tomorrow.